In this video, I'm going to demonstrate using both SQL Server and using code to edit and design the database. So I've begun to implement a design into SQL Server. I've created a database and I've imported data from these Excel spreadsheets. And you can see here are these three tables. So once I've imported, I do want to take a look at these tables and make sure that they came in successfully. I did get a report from SQL Server saying this, but sometimes there are things behind the scenes that the SQL Server won't report on. So I'm going to right-click on each of these and choose Edit Top 200 Rows. So I'm just going to the table, right-click, Edit Top 200 Rows. And when I do this, I can actually look at the data. It looks sort of like a query, but this is the table. And this data right now can be edited. If I needed to do some data entry, I could enter a new record down here or even edit existing data. But what I'm looking for is just making sure that all the records look good. This table looks good. This one here, I see a bunch of nulls. It could be that I intended to have that column and I just haven't finished entering the data, and that would be fine. In this case, I forgot that I had that column in the Excel spreadsheet, and I actually want to get rid of that column. So if I want to get rid of a column, or if I want to get rid of a series of rows, again, I can do it two different ways. So one, I could do it with code. So there is code here, and this is in the code file I put in modules. There's code here for altering a table by dropping a column. So in other words, deleting a column. So I could run this code, or I could come over here and I could go to that table, and instead of editing, I can use design. So what design does is it gets me behind scenes where I can access those columns. So there's that column, unit, and I don't want that anymore. So I'm going to right click and choose delete column. Then I'm going to close and I'm going to save the table on the way out. All right. So again, two commands that you might use in the interface quite frequently are right-click, Edit Top 200, and right-click, Design. So Edit Top 200 if you want to look at the data or make some data changes, and Design if you want to make some structural changes to that table. Again, those two different items, either editing the data or designing the data, can be done with code, and you can find the right sample of code to do what you need. For example, deleting records or deleting a column or even adding a column. All right, what I'm now going to do is come back, open up that product table, and confirm that that column is gone. I've refreshed it, and so that's been completed successfully. Now let me show you another reason that I might want to use the design view. So for all of these, I want to take a look in design at the data type. I could have changed the data type as it came in, but I didn't. So I can change the data type at this point. So the data type for all the IDs, the primary keys, are float, and I actually want to change it to integer. So I'm going to change this by clicking the down arrow and choosing int. And of course there are other options here, like whether I'm allowing nulls or not. And down here there are other properties for other types of constraints. For now though, I just want to change the keys so that all of the data types are int. I'll close and save that one on the way out. And then I'm going to go to product and do the same thing. There's float, and I'm going to change the data type to int. So there's another reason that I might want to use the design view. So as soon as you import your data, again, you want to right-click all of your tables and just take a look at the data, make sure the data's come in correctly, clean up any blank records or columns that perhaps you didn't intend to have. And also you may want to right-click each of these tables and go into design view and just take a look at the data types, make sure that you have the data types set correctly to your specification. That's it for this video.